These three things would help you not to lose millions in your real estate transactions. A lot of persons would love to buy land, but at the same time, they are scared of putting their money and then getting duped. A lot of persons have heard stories about how one or two persons around them have been scammed, right? A lot of persons have also experienced first-hand trauma from being scammed by real estate agents here in Nigeria. That is why they are holding back. They have the money, they are willing, they are able to buy lands, but they are holding back because they can't go further because of one, due to past experiences, two, the experiences of others around them. Now, in this video, I will be sharing three things that you would need to really put your eyes on, check them very well before you make any payment for land. Now, the first on the list is location. Now, location is very, very important. In whatever transactions that relate to real estate that you're doing, ensure that the first priority or what you check is location. Now, why is location so important? I guess that is what on your mind right now. Now, location is very important. Location of a land cannot change. Land is an immovable asset. It cannot be moved. So wherever that land is, the location where that land is, that is where it will be in years to come. In 100, 200, 500 years to come, the land will still be in that location. It cannot be moved out of that location. So the location in which a land is, it is very, very important. Now, how do you assess a location? How do you do an appraisal of a location? Number one is that you go for a physical site inspection. Now, I know that the land you're being pitched to, you saw the land, right? You saw it as an ad online. Now, what inspection will help you do is that you visit the site and then you tend to compare what you saw on the video that drew your attention to what is available to you on the ground. You compare if it's the same thing, because a lot of realtors will have seen it in this industry that a lot of people would do a video on a particular site and then they're actually selling a site different from that one that they did in that video. It has happened, numerous times. So ensure that you go for site inspection so you can see if it matches with the one you saw in the video. Two, you will check for accessibility in that location, because you don't just buy land, you also buy accessibility. Is the plot or is the land that you are going for, is it accessible? Are there roads? So you check for accessibility. Three is that you check for the texture of the land, the nature of the land. That is why it is always important that if you want to go for inspection, right now is the best time. During the rainy season, you check if it's a dry table land or if it's a moist land or if it's a waterlogged land. So these are the things that you check for. Now, another thing again you check for in that location is landmarks. Are there notable landmarks there in that location? So you check for notable landmarks in that location. Right? Now, what are landmarks? Landmarks are structures, right? Factors that in turn, in short or in long term, would appreciate or, cause appreciation of lands in that location. So you have to check these things. And the last thing you check in location is the presence of government. Is government present there? Are there road construction? Is there water? Is there government establishments there? You need to check for this in the location. Number two thing that you need to check before making a payment so you don't lose your money is documentation, proper documentation. Is the documentation clear? That is another question you need to ask yourself. Now, before you go for a physical site inspection, ensure that you ask, what are the documents of this land you are selling? Ensure that you ask that question. Now, here in Asaba, there are documents that you cannot do without, no matter the real estate transaction. And one of such documents is a deed. Either a deed of conveyance or a deed of assignment. The land must have a deed. In fact, the root title of any land is a deed, especially here in Asaba, because the deed includes the names of the previous owner, including this person now that you're buying the land from. It includes the name. It includes the location of the land. It shows the history of the land, how the land is being passed from one owner to the other. So you cannot do without a land, a deed rather. The second document you need to check for is a survey plan, either a survey plan or a registered survey plan. Now, a survey plan shows the exact portion, it shows the map of the land that you want to buy, the land in question. It shows the points from point A to point B to point C to point D. It shows the exact location of the land. So you need to ask for these two documents, especially when you're buying from Delta States here. Ensure that you ask for these two documents. Another document you can ask for is C of O, but it is optional. If the person does not have, or if the land does not have a C of O yet, there's no problem. With the deed and the register survey, you can actually pursue a C of O. You can actually get a C of O, and the C of O now will not be in your name. Now, the last thing you need to check before paying for a land is checking the price, comparing the price to the current market value of that location. Now, a lot of persons have bought overpriced lands and underpriced lands. And this in turn has made reselling a very difficult task for a lot of persons, especially people that bought overpriced land. Now, you go to a location like, take for instance, Olodu now. Olodu is a community on the outside of Asaba. Now, we know that, the price range of lands in that location are within, 900, 950 to 1.6, 1.7. And then you buy a land in that location at 2.5 million naira. You have actually bought an overpriced land, and it will be very difficult for you to sell at a price above that 2.5 at that point in time, where lands around that location are selling for 950, 1 million. It will be very difficult for you. In fact, if you are in need of land, you will have to bring down the price, in which you are running at a loss already. So ensure that the price they are telling you matches with the current value of that location. In fact, the best way to buy land, I always tell people this, is by buying at the pre-launch stage. Now, what is pre-launch? Pre-launch is simply buying before the price moves to the current value or the actual value. Now, a company buys the land, they have not done anything on the land, so they fix an amount there that is below the actual market value, just to raise liquidity to start work on their property. So that is the best time to buy land. So ensure that the price matches with the actual market value of that land. With these three things in check, you will not lose your money. You can't lose your money when you invest in real estate. Now, my name is Solomon Ibuhu, and my number is on the screen already. Ensure that you reach out to me with the number showing on your screen, or give me a call if you're ready to start your land acquisition journey here in the city of Asaba, Delta State. My number is on this video. Send me a DM also on WhatsApp for guidance, professional guidance on land acquisition here in Asaba, Delta State. See you on the next video.